Welcome back, Witches and Wizards. Today I thought we would do something a bit different. I know originally I did have some videos titled Surviving Saturday. And it was supposed to be montages of funny moments playing online games with other people, mostly random people. And, there would be survival games. So, like, there was the Phantasmophobia, or whatever that game is called. Originally, I wanted to do Dead by Daylight, and I wanted to get my friends involved. And my original plan was that my friends would play with me, and whoever's the killer would tell a funny story while they tried to kill us, and we would just have to try it and survive. Hence, Surviving Saturday. Actually, my first original idea was to have a thing called Storytime Saturday, where you would just tell funny stories. But then it got changed up and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have gameplay of myself playing Dead by Daylight. Maybe we can do another game too if you have recommendations. But I'll also be telling a story while I'm trying to survive. So I think for today's story, no, these are going to be funny stories unless I decide to change it in the future. But right now they're going to be funny stories. So I'm going to tell you guys the story about when I was very young. And my sister, not Goop. I have two older sisters. Goop is a year older than myself, and then I have another sister who is 3 years older than me. And this sister who was 3 years older than me, and I pulled a very mean prank on one of my mom's boyfriends when we were staying the night at her place. So what happened was, like they usually do, they had a couple of drinks. My mom got drunk. The boyfriend got drunk. And my mom went up to bed on the second floor. The boyfriend, let's just call him Jay. Jay fell asleep. He passed out on the couch in the basement. We were all in the basement watching TV because that's where our TV was. Now, the funny thing about Jay is that he's slightly shorter than I am now, but back then he was slightly taller than me. But he had the hairiest armpits I've ever seen, and he also had a helly belly button. But let's focus on the armpits. So that night, before they got drunk, my sister went to, I think it was the dollar store, and she got a really cheap waxing kit. And she wanted to try waxing for the first time. So she microwaved the wax and all that, did one strip, and she hated it. She said, no, it hurt. It hurt so much. I'm not going to do it again. And so, we carried on with the night. Well, when our mom went upstairs and went to sleep, and Jay was passed out on the couch, my sister turned to me and said, hey, you want to use the waxing kit? And I said, no, I don't want to use the waxing kit. Like, I'm just a kid. I'm barely starting to grow hair myself. And she goes, no, not on us. On Jay. And I just looked at her and I go on. And she doesn't even say what she's going to do at this point. She goes upstairs, she reheats the wax, and then she comes back down the stairs with the hot wax. And she goes and says to me, we're going to put it on his armpits. And we're both going to pull it at the same time and wax his armpits because they are just a forest. And I said, all right, let's do it. So we put the wax on. Jay does not move at all. He is passed out drunk. And we put the paper on and he's still not moving. We're just like, is he going to register what we're doing? Like, what's going on? So my sister very quietly mouthed 1, 2, 3, and we both pull the waxing paper, and hers comes off clean and takes off all the hair with it. Me, being a very young child, I did not have a good grip on my paper, and so it slipped from my hand halfway through it, and so there's one completely waxed armpit, one half waxed armpit. And Jay wakes up screaming. And immediately my sister and I just book it to the closest bathroom, which was in the basement. And there was a shower. It was a stand-in shower with glass walls and door and all that. And so we ran into the bathroom, we closed the door, locked the door, turn off the light, go inside the shower and close the shower door, even though you can see right through the shower door and the shower wall. But we're just like, whatever, just barriers. We need barriers just in case. And so we're hiding very quietly. And we could hear Jay like get out, like get off the couch. And he's going, well, you know, what? And he's still drunk, but he's awake. And you just hear him just go, what the hell happened? And then there was a moment of silence. And in that moment of silence, I turned to my sister and I whispered to her, I didn't take the waxing paper off all the way. It still stuck to him. And my sister wanted to laugh so hard because that meant that Jay had to pull it off himself. And as we were coming to the realization of that, we just hear Jay scream. And we knew he had ripped off the waxing paper. And we're just like, oh my gosh, we are so dead. We just got it. We're just dead. We just accepted it. And we waited and we waited. We waited for someone to come jiggle the door handle. You know, we locked the door, but we're waiting on movement, anything to do with the door. Nothing happened. And we just sat there in the shower for about 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in there. And after a while, we were just like, okay, we have to get out of here. Like, this was the middle of the night. It was like probably around like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on a weekend. And so we opened the door and Jay's fallen back asleep on the couch. And we're like, okay. So we just pretended it never happened. So we went to bed. And then the next day, we got up early. You know, we didn't sleep that well that night. You know, still kind of like, I don't know, adrenaline rush with what all that had happened. And all of a sudden we hear thump, 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 thump. And it's Jay. He's coming up the stairs. And his armpits are still somewhat a little bit red and irritated from the wax. And my mom is in the kitchen as well. And she looks at Jay and she goes, what the hell happened to you? And he goes, I don't know. Like, I woke up and I don't know. Like, what? One armpit is hurting. The other one's, like, you know, hurting. But there's something attached to it. I rip it off and it hurt even more. And then I just went back to sleep. And my sister and I, we just like, oh, that is very strange. Yes. I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay, fine. And we just played it off. And Mom kind of looked at us and we're just like, oh, we don't know what happened. Oh, we went to bed when you went to bed. And yeah, no, that was the story about waxing our mom's boyfriend's armpits while he was drunk. And whenever I tell that story, my friends love that story. Whenever I tell them tell stories, they're like, you have to tell the waxing story. And I'm like, okay. The one time I told that story in front of one of my friend's brothers while I was sleeping at their house, I told that story and he was, her brother was listening. And the entire time he's like slightly horrified. And like, we've known each other, like I've been friends with the family for a couple of years now, but that was the first time he heard that story. And the moment I was done telling that story, he looked at me and he goes, I'm sleeping with my door locked tonight. And I'm just like, there's no waxing kits here, right? And he goes, I don't think so. And I'm like, then you're fine. You're fine. Just don't go to sleep drunk. Okay. And yep, no, every time I sleep over, he kind of just like, is there any waxing kits in the building? And I'm like, nope. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. It was one of my favorite stories. I do have some other funny stories that I will hopefully be sharing. If you do like this series, please let me know and I'll continue it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell for future notifications. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!